Who got what to say? Who got what to say? How much time we got on this thing? Mm, we ain't got much time on this. About 22 minutes before I gotta do what I gotta do with this memory card. So we gonna run through. Shouts to Hulu, man. Good looking. We appreciate it. Appreciate the time. Looks like we moving on. Heading over to Peacock, something like that. A lot of streaming rights, a whole bunch of things is going on with the TV rights. All right, fine. Let's get this over with, get it done with, move on to the next thing. That's where it's at. So thank you, Hulu. We appreciate it. Yo, Raw, I didn't man, it didn't drag this week. It felt like the amount of time that it needed to be, but then at the same time, it wasn't really like. I mean, we got Fastlane coming up, so that's really all I know, man. So what did we have going on? Oh, so Raw was just a hodgepodge of like the important clips. The show didn't really flow on the Hulu side, man. We just in transitional mode. It feel like the end of the year, damn near like, holiday season, but y'all know how it is. Whatever. So what in the world was going on? Oh nah, this is what started. Alright, so Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Raquel Rodriguez, and Rhea Ripley. They was all fighting. Alright, so it's making somewhat of the women's division look a little stronger on the Raw side of things. I'm not mad at none of them. Like we talked about this already, so I'm gonna leave everything in a holding pattern as far as they go. And then Jay Uso and Cody Rhodes came out. JD McDonough, a whole bunch of Judgment Day stuff. That first segment was actually really long. Now that I'm looking at it, it was a lot going on. Um, JD still trying to get in Judgment Day. When the acceptance gonna happen? Um, in the moment, Dom wasn't North American champion anymore. Rhea was really mad about that. Obviously, you don't want to have mommy angry for too long. So now he got to go to NXT. Make sure he get the title back. I'm loving how NXT and Raw are actually transitioning together now. Look at that, because if we begin to promote the fact that we've been naming these videos like that, I think we might be able to get a little bit of traction and attention. But we're gonna let this cook a little longer. Continuing on though, Jay Uso, Cody Rhodes tag team championships. I'm not against the idea, but it feels so thrown in. Like nobody act like you asked for a plate of rice and whatever else, not rice and two random pieces of spaghetti. Like, excuse me, yeah, because we just throwing spaghetti at the wall here. Look, what if we team those two up? Because like now you gotta clean up his. It's like, man, I mean, I guess, but I've already heard it from a couple different places. Man, the tag division is trying on my side is trying to heat up. Other people know it's other capable tag teams, and then it's like, all right, well, these matches aren't really hitting like that, so we gonna let things continue because by the end of the night it was pretty solid. It still gave an idea to like the tag division actually like continuing this heat up process. So we'll get past this Jade Cody thing. Excuse me, see what happens and just I've heard predictions. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna let the TV show play out the way it does, and then move from that direction once we get there. Now, Luba Kaiser, Gio Vinci, Alpha Academy, whole bunch of craziness. The Alphas is solid. Whatever story they got Michael Cole trying to figure out with them is like blah, but it works. Otis with the worms is good stuff, like having a lot. It's serious stuff, but then having the fun still, you know what I mean. But the Imperium guys definitely needed the victory. Let's move on. Bronson Reed, Cedric Alexander, just something going on. A whole bunch of not TV matches. What else? Oh, and then Shelton's going too. So it's like, dang, just need something to happen now. Uh, I, I don't even know. I don't even know what's gonna happen on Peacock. Is it gonna be a full show if they move over to the Peacock? You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Tommaso Champion, Nelly Lott going to the next Crucian, so you stretch. Alright, so how they gonna do the contract signing and the dope promo, which was an extremely powerful promo from Champa, man. We that that's who we all knew was coming to the main roster. It took long enough, golly, but injury and everything. Like that's back in the day and shit, like knee injury. But man, good to finally know that he was on deck, really cutting the promo that we knew he was in there with the whole time. And then Gunther, of course, carrying himself like the true champion that he is. I'm not even upset that it's working. It's the story's telling itself. I'm really enjoying what both of them are bringing to it. But then to jump into the match, I didn't really like that too much. Kind of upset me. Like, why are we doing this so soon? Next week he talking all this promotional with the family gonna be in the building and all this, and when the song hits, he comes out and it's like, well, yeah, yeah, but then it's like, you know what, let's just have the match now. Okay, fine. Like, what the fuck? Like, how did that? How did we get there? That. Nah, we didn't need to do that. But the match was solid. The Intercontinental Championship picture is starting to heat up. That whole part of the division is starting to look a little solid now. And Champ is kind of leading. No, Gable is leading the charge with it. Then Champ is coming in with a strong follow up. So how you gonna follow Champa? I don't know, man. Like that is just this shit already crazy enough. So with that, what's not crazy enough? We need to get crazier. So yes, now we got Woods defeating Ivar. That's a good thing. They still got this little rivalry going on with the New Day and Viking Raiders, or the new improved Viking Raider experience, or something like that. Whatever. Woods picking up a victory is always a good thing. Shouts to New Day, you already know. Shouts to Woods and Kofi and Big E, obviously. So then we got Shinsuke, Seth Rollins selling the last man standing match on Saturday. Okay, fine. I don't want to take away from the championship match, but they're doing it. We're going to get this shit out the way and we're going to move on. That's how I feel about it. Seth needs to destroy this man, and there needs to be nothing left of him. If anything, Seth should try to break his back right back now. That's the only way to fight the fire with the fire. But that's the way I would try to produce part of that story. Like, it's the only, you want to, you trying to do it to him, like, you got to get right back at him. You know what I mean? Or take away his legs. And as far as Shinsuke goes, we need Shinsuke that was taking on Sami Zayn. I've heard it from too many directions, and I literally feel the same way. Every single time Shinsuke gets on a big stage, it's like his style. It doesn't mesh, so it's not. It's not about not being convincing, but it's like it doesn't seem like it's really too crazy. Like you have to really transition your mind to think about that. But it's the whole product is mainly strikes. It's not as many moves now, but at the same time, I'm saying that for Shinsuke. Like he's doing more strikes than moves, and that's where it's like, I don't know. So we gonna need a little bit of that real strong style. Like it was glimpses of that in the last PLE. So now we gonna need to get this one, to really mean something. Especially since they got the stipulation. But I'm pretty sure I don't need to be saying that. But that's what I would like to see out of Shinsuke, just to ensure that these promos still remain just as strong as they've been. So moving on, we got Tegan taking on Chelsea Green. Tegan won. I guess it was 2 weeks in the advance or whatever when they talked about Tegan taking on Becky. So fine, it's a build. Chelsea taking the L. That's not necessarily cool. Was that Natty was out there for it? I mean, I guess. Oh, Piper. I guess that's fine. Let's continue to get Tegan over. Now Tegan starting like she got a little more attitude. Now we got Miss TV canceled because Drew McIntyre went to go out there and talk a whole bunch of new attitudes. So I'm not upset about it. It's small things. I feel like he's definitely on the route to that heel turn. It's already over with. Like that was one of the last times he's gonna be getting cheered. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. And if they continue to keep him in this between position, then shoot, I think he should definitely capitalize on, or back like the writers should capitalize on, developing that part of his character a little more. Part of him. So there goes that. Now we coming up on the 10-minute mark. We need to hurry along. Drew McIntyre beat the Miz. That's cool. Then we got Damage Control doing some kind of something. It looks like a lot of women's segments going on. So I don't even know what's happening right now. But it looks like Dakota is cleared for action, and I'm so happy to see that. That was random. I usually don't press play on these. Cody was outside being a politician. That's cool. Said he was going to tag up with Jay. It's always hilarious because he comes out, makes his statement, and then leaves. And I thought it was like, yeah, this is where it's done, and hit the music, and it was just one of those moments. It was funny. Gunther beat Champa. Oh yeah, Gunther beat Champa. Blah blah blah. That was cool. Long main event though. One of the better main events. Really, it spoke to Monday Night Raw main event energy. So that shit was. It was solid, man. Now let us hurry along and get to the NXT results. Post No Mercy. Dom is taking on Trick Williams for the North American title in some sort of rematch. Not about a clause because that's super antiquated, but so many shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? We needed to see what was going to take place. But let's get into this now. I'm guessing Butch and Tyler beat Gallus. I didn't see that match. I'm pretty sure I didn't. And we got Ridge Holland coming out. Yeah, a lot of Raw and NXT esqueness is happening, and I'm not mad. I'm kind of here for it because the transition and from the main roster to, NXT and vice versa, I think is really good for everybody. I think it's good experience. I think um, it shakes things up, but it doesn't like make anything fall. You know what I mean? Everyone's getting clear experience doing what it is they do. Now let's move on because I'm hearing nonsense. Lyra Valkyria, Roxanne Perez, Indy Hartwell triple threat match. Very heartfelt promo all around. You know what I mean? From who was it? Lyra to Becky, and it was a love fest for a while, and then it got real competitive slowly, but it got there. And Indy came out, and it was Indy's back now. Told you simulation of a draft, but it just puts everyone on ice. But I don't even know how to put it into words. Indy's back, that's fine. I'm not even mad at that at all. Roxy was in it, all good. Solid triple threat for the girls. I wasn't mad. I appreciate the triple threat energy just because it gets more time on TV. Kiana comes out, Becky's on comms. It's all sorts of wildness, whatever. Like I'm not against it. I'm not necessarily going crazy over it just yet, but it's something that's going on. Then they got the breakout tournament happening. Man, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with that. So, whoa, what's going on with Gigi? Oh, and then Gigi had a one-on-one match. I don't even know what happened there. Oh, she got the win over Blair. That's a good thing. I think the fans have taken to Gigi a little bit more. Now, first match in the women's breakout tournament: Kalani Jordan, Izzy Dame. Um, I mean, I have my picks from both sides. I have two picks on both sides. I'm not really gonna get into it. They're both good. Well, there's a chance we got to see how this tournament play out, man. I want to see more matches. I just want to run through the whole thing now, personally, because I'm pulling for everybody. I don't care who wins, but I definitely have two picks on each side. I'm not getting into it. We just gonna see how it all plays out. I'm definitely anticipating how it's gonna happen, and they all seemed real hungry. Like Kalani and Izzy both looked real hungry, and it was trying to impress the crowd. So I'm looking at the future. I know that. Thea Hill, JC Jane, beat Electra Lopez, Lola Vice. Okay, so is JC on JC is a babyface now? I don't even know what to make of it, but Electra Lopez, Lola Vice, fine. Shouts to JC Jane. Don't forget that. And yeah, Thea with JC, I think it's a good energy mesh. So we'll see how it plays, but I'm not going crazy over the idea too tough. Not yet. Now, Dom defeated Trick and got the North American title back in the day. Trick Williams has arrived, let it be clear, just like Tiffany Stratton has arrived, let it be clear. Did it take Becky to get the it takes Becky to get the title to the level, and that's the only reason why I'm, dealing with this reign that she's on. So with that, I'm enjoying what we getting on NXT. I'm enjoying how it's meshing with Raw because it's all like I think every direction it's like positive. So knowing that, let's keep this thing at a very gradual constant because I think it could just to look at the difference it'll make in 6 months of this. It could like just with the stories, it opens up so many different realms of creativity for backstage. I think there's a lot that can take place for it instead of just like keeping them locked up in the performance center the whole time and only bringing up one or two specials one every so often. Like, nah, I mean it's happening, but I'm thinking like the way it's happening right now. Like Trick will introduce himself on Raw. This takes me back to when the Street Profits did it for the first time. But then it's like, hold up, because these things, even with Tiff when she just did it, you know what I mean? Like it's a jump, and SmackDown is clearly like the golden child right now. So flagship, and then you got everything else going on. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have the front of the ship with all of the oh my god, I want to get on the ship. But then you're gonna have to get on the ship and see all of the amenities, and that's what's going on with SmackDown right now. And NXT is being cultivated properly. Like I'm thankful to see it. You know what I mean? So we just gonna continue to hope for the best. Moving with that. that's the video. A little quick update on Raw and SmackDown. Hold on, not Raw, SmackDown, Raw, NXT. So yeah, yo, subscribe. Catch up with y'all for the next one, man.